Well, let's show some things because I think we painted the picture here.
Okay. Hope you're seeing my screen now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we're showing here is our Teams work management solution. We are within Teams. We're within kind of a high-level general channel where we've created a Microsoft form to take a new project request. And it asks for some simple details, and it kicks off a approval process and a team channel and project provisioning process. So let me quickly get these in.
And this is just an example form, right, Sean? I mean, it can be different for, if you have particular needs, you want to capture different kinds of data, right?
Yes, very good point. And also different technologies can be used here. So forms is probably a pretty static, pretty simple example of how we can input this data. You can get a little bit more robust using Power Apps, a Canvas app, to have more conditional logic built in, or you could use a SharePoint list to kick these off. There's really lots of ways to start this part of the project.
We just chose a forms. Our goal here is just to incorporate more Microsoft tech into the overall solution, but we're already kind of working on changing this out for a Canvas app to make it more flexible.
Oh, okay.
A couple of the key things that are being prompted. Program. This actually will determine what team the new channel becomes a part of, as well as project manager is who the project owner will be, as well as who will get notified when the creation is complete. And then these other fields are pieces of metadata that get tracked in CDS along with the project.
And I know we've talked about it on previous episodes. Sean, CDS stands for?
Common Data Service.
Boy, it'd be funny if you didn't know that.
That would be having an awkward conversation. No, but I wanted to make sure that I know we're all very adept to throwing out acronyms like it's our second nature, but it's easy to have one slide by that no one really realized we actually said.
If you want to have a little fun with acronyms, Tad Haas is the acronym god. And there's a previous episode of Are You Done Yet? Where he said so many acronyms during the course of the episode that we had to make like an outtake track of all the acronyms and combine them together. So check out YouTube for that. It's pretty good.
That's great.
So we're giving it a couple seconds to kick off the approval side. I should be receiving a email notification for the approval, as
this
well
is a time
as
job, right?
This does get kicked off instantly. Looks like it was there. Just because I'm presenting, it hit it, which is cool. So I could approve it directly from the email, but I will also show how you can approve it from within Teams with the Flow app. So under the Flow app, if you go to approvals, you will see a collection of all of the Power Automates that are currently in process that you need to approve. So we have a Power Automate that is kind of waiting to get confirmation or deny before going to its next step. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is just to see. It's got our approval details, project name, some details about it. I'm going to go ahead and approve that. All right. So we'll start to be able to see things happening in real time. See a new channel showing up. It's named our new project name, and behind the scenes, Power Automate is churning through some setups that we've done, and it's provisioning the channel with all of the tabs that we've set up to be with that program.
That's kind of the key here, is when you approved that, it kicked off a series of events, right, Sean?
Yep. A long series of events. We're hitting lots of different technologies. We are creating a project in the Common Data Service. We are creating about 5 or 6 tabs in the team channel, linking to the project, linking to Power BI. We are creating a number of SharePoint lists with a standard structure. And then it's tracking all of that data in the CDS so that we have the links between them all, which is going to be used later by some of our other automations.
So within just a couple minutes, all this technology is going to do all this for you, which is saving all kinds of manual time, and also the the ability, or it removes the likelihood of any kind of errors as you're building out that stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
The other thing to remember
sorry,
is
Matt,
since
go
this is
ahead.
a demo, it's a in a practical purpose. You're not trying to do anything immediately, right? You're like, I'm gonna set this off. I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee. I'm gonna go do something else. I'm gonna run to a meeting. You come back and it's done, right? We're trying to watch paint dry for a moment.
Well, right. I mean, like, so we're actually seeing it happen right before our eyes. All these things are getting provisioned and they're lighting up. And you're right, Mike. I mean, think of how much time it would take to go and set these things up individually, and then you're losing the consistency and the governance involved.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that.
Lots of places to mess up this process with this many steps if you were doing it manually. So, it doing all this within 60 seconds, it saved at least an hour or so of time and a ton of risk.
Oh yeah.
What about a customer that has like a slightly different process or need to what we built here that we're demoing? Is that okay? Can I build that in?
Yes, that's the beauty of using the Power Platform. Using Power Automate is that everything we do is low code, no code, very easy to make slight tweaks. And then we'll actually get to it in a little bit. The lists in SharePoint that we created are actually built on configurations. So depending on the customer, if you've got different fields you want to track for risk issues and lessons learned, that is all configurable. So you would actually not have to open up the Power Automate to make those changes. Just go into a Power App and set up some new fields.
Or I mean, even doing a different list like action items.
Yes, good point. So
we'll actually show that configuration as well.
What we have here is this is a website tab for the project for the web project in the CDS that was requested, and that is linked to this channel. So all the data that we're entering in here gets immediately added to the CDS. If you were to open project from the normal URL, you would see this project. It'd be one of your projects. But this provided a way to quickly create it and then create a centralized and standard location to interface with that project.
Okay. Nice.